Joy can be seen and felt everywhere at Christmas time. It's in the songs that fill the air of every home and shop, the beautifully decorated homes, and the heartwarming exchanges of pleasantries and kindness. Welcome to Jamaica Magazine, where we are continuing our countdown to Christmas. Yes, 8 days to go to the joyous occasion. So grab your sorrel and other Christmas delicacies because the magazine starts right now.
Yo, we don't want to lose you. That's why we're counting on you to stay safe on the road.
Drinking and driving and speeding are a recipe for death and disaster. As to using your cell phone while driving, a mad thing that.
Yeah man, either thing to call, surf the net, text or visit the Facebook page while driving.
Do not use your cell phone while driving. If it is really urgent that you use your cell phone, pull over at a safe location on the road.
Arrive alive. Don't use your cell while you drive.
Let us go for road safety. All the time, every time.
A message from the NRSC and NHF.
So it's holiday time and there are many activities happening across the island. Drivers, cut your speed and save a life. You know, it's better to be late and safe than to speed and die. This week on Issues and Answers, we talk road safety with the director of the Road Safety Unit, Caenwood here.
Thanks for joining us for Issues and Answers. I'm Ian Boyne. Today we talk about road safety. It is a critically important issue. There are still too many deaths on our roads. What can be done? What is the government doing? And what kinds of intelligence does the government have to guide it in its approach to this issue? Well, we have the director of the Road Safety Unit of the Ministry of Transport and Mining, Mr. Caenwood here, the always articulate director, to talk to us about the kinds of information that the ministry has and the thrust that it has with regard to road safety. We thank you for your company. Good to have you on the show, Caenwood. I see this time you have come with some equipment. And you've come to tell us about some cutting edge technology and information that you have.
Yes.
There's an informer. There's an informer riding with us unknowingly in our vehicles. You're here to tell us.
Well, that informer, as you coined it, is very interesting. That informer is designed to ensure that you operate the vehicle in a safe manner.
So tell us, what is that?
It's really an airbag control module. Airbag control module. It basically controls your airbag and controls your seat belt.
Okay.
The airbag inside of your motor vehicle only deploy at certain speed.
Okay.
So once the vehicle is involved in a collision of a certain magnitude, the airbag will deploy. Now, once that airbag is deployed, it will provide levels of safety for you. So the airbag really works in conjunction with your seat belt.
Yes.
The airbag gives you 10% worth of safety. Your seat belt gives you 50% worth of safety. So both combined together give you 60%. You always want to have that 60% because you always want to have a fighting chance to survive any form of crash. Now, the airbag control model is like the computer in the motor vehicle, right?
So it records information.
Everything that you do in that vehicle is recorded.
It's recorded?
Yes. Just like how you have a black box in a plane, you have a black box in a car.
In a car.
Once the vehicle is equipped with an airbag control module.
Oh, it has that.
So once the vehicle has an airbag, you have a black box. Right? Now that black box tells you everything. Everything you do. Everything. Road safety officials, insurance officials, transportation officials, law enforcement officials. Love this, man. Love this. This is their friend. Right? This is a good friend. In other words, for me personally, I am never somebody who have regards for eyewitness statement as related to traffic collisions. Right?
You're always skeptical of
No, because you don't see with your eyes, you know, you see with your brain.
Yes.
And whatever you lock into your brain, that is what you're going to tell you, convince your eye that you see.
Yeah,
right?
fact.
I deal straight with the science, straight with the physics. Right? So it must line up with the physics. If it don't line up with the physics, it never happens. I don't believe in ghosts. Right? You can't have a ghost crash. Right? No. Therefore now, so this airbag control module, this black box that is in the motor vehicle, it collects critical pieces of information as you drive. Whilst you're driving, it's collecting it, you know. So how much time you press...
Without a crash?
Even without a crash. How much time you press the gas pedal? Yes. How much time you press the brake pedal? If you're hard braking, or you're soft braking, or you're hurried braking, or you're braking aggressively, it's being recorded. Right? So it even record all your...
So if I lend a man my vehicle,
yes,
I can check after and see how he rode that vehicle.
Yes.
He might tell me, Mr. Boy, I never really do much. He was driving very easily. I can prove him a liar by science.
I'm going to tell you something. I have a friend. She have a RAV4. We were doing some experiments. And I said, can I experiment your vehicle? She said, yes. Experiment the vehicle. I said, this vehicle crashed, man.
Yeah.
You crashed the vehicle? She said, no. She lent to a friend.
Oh.
And the friend said it's in a parking lot. And somebody bumped him. So I said, lie your friend telling. Your friend can't park and go in over 5 seconds, 35 kilometers, 25, 37, etc. That can't happen. The vehicle is moving. This is a moving vehicle.
Yes.
The person is on the gas pedal. The person is on the brake. The person holds the steering 30 degrees to the right, 6 degrees to the right, 65 degrees to the right, 7 degrees to the left. I said, this sounds like somebody who is into some erratic thing.
Yes.
And we'll check it out, the friend. You should check back the friend, and the friend confess, yeah, boy, that try a thing by you still, but well, I say it no work at all. So I tell her, look here. I don't have to argue with people.
Yes.
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 Because you see, when you're doing road safety work, you know, you have to be serious. You have to get to the root at why the collision occurred. Could this crash have been prevented? Where did the breakdown occur in the system? Did the breakdown occur with the human being, the vehicle, or the road environment? So then now we have to analyze these data to say, oh, we can inform the public and say, look here, stop speed. Because this is what happened to you when you speed, right? A lot of the data that we look at, some very serious research have taken place in the great road safety nations of Sweden, the Netherlands, and the United Kingdom.
Yes. What is it?
Anything I do, I have to be part of that great road safety nations, because it don't make no sense.
Yes.
Right? So we here in Jamaica now, we're developing that body of knowledge for ourselves. So when we speak about Jamaica, because for the most part, we hurriedly pick data from the metropole. So therefore, we are developing that body of knowledge here, and to see if it is corroborating with what is coming out of the metropole, right? And we are seeing close similarities occurring, right?
In what areas? But when I come back, I'm going to take a break. It's always so engrossing talking to Caenwood here. He makes what is really a tragic issue and a fatal issue come alive. We're looking at road safety today. We take a break, but we'll be right back.
Each time you're not paying full attention to the road environment, the greater your chances of getting in a crash like that. Plan routes to avoid focusing on GPS systems, prevent children from roaming in motor vehicles, turn down the volume of car stereo systems, pull off the roadway if you have to use mobile devices, do not read, watch television or eat while driving, avoid multitasking, and keep conversations with other passengers to a minimum. Whether you walk, ride or drive, avoid potentially fatal distractions.
The highly articulate director of the Road Safety Unit of the Ministry of Transport and Mining, Mr. Caenwood, here is our guest. We're talking about road safety. And at the break, Caenwood, you were mentioning the comparisons between Jamaica and the major road safety nations in Scandinavia.
Yes, these nations have been using this piece of technology from in the 90s coming down. Right?
That's a black box,
yes,
in the vehicle.
Because remember, you know, when the vehicle manufacturer builds a vehicle, he has to put inside of it at what speed should this airbag deploy at, right? So, and that has to do with a lot of speeds, right? Initially, when they put these things in the vehicle, it was for the front and the rear, right? And then they realized that we need to put inside impact airbags now. So now vehicles are it's for the front, for the rear, for the sides. If whichever side get hit, we don't have to see the vehicle. Well, I don't have to see the vehicle. And the police will send me the report and ask me to help them to deal with it, and I will do it for them. Right? And we can know whether it's the right side of the vehicle get hit, the left side, whether it's the front get hit or the back get hit. Right? We can know also if the vehicle roll over. We can also know at what angle did this vehicle roll over at. Right? A critical piece of information that we always want is what is known as delta V, which is the change in velocity of the vehicle when it is rear-ended or it front-end another vehicle, etc. It is that change in velocity that determines whether or not persons will survive. So if the change in velocity, if when the vehicle hit another vehicle, if that change in velocity is above 30 kilometers per hour, expect minor, mostly minor, to some serious injury. If the change in velocity is over 63 kilometers, expect person to be seriously injured and also to be killed. Over 97 kilometers per hour,
no chance.
That's must-dead corner.
No chance.
Right? Must-dead corner. Yeah. People are going to die. You want those delta V values to be extremely low in terms of your collisions, right? Because you want the injury levels to be extremely low. However, though, what we have found out is that for pedestrian, vehicle hit pedestrian, I am seeing data that tells me that the change in delta V of the vehicles that hit pedestrians is between 1.4 kilometers per hour to 4.7 kilometers per hour. Yes, very low.
Low?
Very low. That's akin to about 30 to 40 kilometers per hour, right? And the reason for that is because pedestrians, the body of a pedestrian cannot withstand a clap from a vehicle above 25, 30 kilometers per hour, right? Because the motor vehicle has some very rigid structure, and it's normal the head of the pedestrian that hits these sections of the motor vehicle. So pedestrians are one of our most vulnerable road users. But the data reveals that, yes, they are hit at some speeds that you will consider to be low. 50 kilometers per hour. If you hit a pedestrian at 50 kilometers per hour, you will kill the pedestrian. I have cases right now looking at...
Really speeding.
Yes. So I have seen it. I have seen it. Less than 50 kilometers per hour kill pedestrians in those. I have the data, right? And that's why we beg drivers. When areas where you see pedestrian, try to go at least 30 yards down. But the drivers, them cuss and say, Mr. Ear, our traffic yard back up. I mean, a dealer for you to deal with. But anyway, we say to them, say, safety, me deal with it now.
Yes.
You deal with what you have to deal with, me deal with safety. Yes, the speed limit says 50, but 50 is not. 50 don't give a pedestrian a fighting chance to survive. You're going to kill the pedestrian. The studies show you. After 80 kilometers per hour, vehicle hit a pedestrian at 80 kilometers per hour, is must-dead corner for that pedestrian. Pedestrians are not in a cage. They don't have crumple zones. They don't wear seatbelt. They don't wear helmet. They have no protection out there. That's why they must also...
You advise to them.
They must also stop cross willy-nilly on the road network. Stop cut through traffic.
Their lack of judgment of the speed at which a car is coming.
They cannot.
A pedestrian feels, well, boy,
your eyes.
he can reach.
your eyes
Yes.
cannot judge speed.
That's really
and this
counterintuitive.
speed, right? I'm telling you.
Yes, it's counterintuitive.
If you believe that you can look at a vehicle and know how fast it's going, it's a figment of your imagination.
It's that
You're
hard.
trying to fool yourself, right? And that is why a lot of the cases that drive these fatal crashes, the pedestrian, the driver said, I don't see the pedestrian. I don't believe the driver. Why? Because you see by your fovea, there's a section I know that the fovea, if the object is not in your fovea, you're not going to see the object at all. Right? So therefore now, we love this equipment. I love it.
Yes.
You know why I love it? You can't tamper with it. You can't corrupt it. It's what happened, it tell you what happened, and that's what happened. Now, when the airbag is deployed, everything is locked into that module. Locked. Forever. The module finish. Right? So you have to get a brand new module you have to put in back a brand new airbag system, and you have to get a brand new module put in the thing. Gentle people, this equipment is helping us. So when I say people speeding, I'm not talking. I'm going to get physical evidence from the road, the skid marks that are on the road will be measured, and they are going to be analyzed, and they are going to be calculated speed. There are vehicles that may not have airbag, but if two vehicles are involved in a collision and one have the airbag control module inside of it, airbag, I can find the speed of the other vehicle.
Oh, you can?
Yes. Using the law of conservation of linear momentum. Laws of physics, Newton's first laws of motion, second law of motion, third law of motion. That's why I tell people, you don't wear no helmet, this is what going to happen to you. If you crash at 80 kilometers per hour, no helmet, you're going to fly off the bike at 80. And when you fly off the bike at 80, you're going to clap the asphalt at 80, and the asphalt going to clap your head back at 80. And think about it, who going to win? Who going to win? The asphalt going to shut out the head. Wear the helmet all the time. Same thing with seatbelt. No seatbelt at 80. You fly out of the vehicle at 80, or you're in the vehicle, but you're going to hit that A-pillar in the vehicle at 80. That A-pillar is going to hit you back at 80 because Newton's third law, for every action, there's an equal and opposite reaction. You could have deal. You can't do anything about it.
Laws.
You can't. These laws are universal law. It doesn't matter where you live. Right? These laws are not a respect of person. So when you say we beg people, wear seatbelt, is because after 2000, I tell you now, me reach 2000. Reach 2,000 dead bodies, I mean, see, in this road safety work, 2,000. 2,000? And me decides, I mean, stop count. Yeah, I stop count after 2012. I stop count because I reach 2,000. 2,000 dead people on the road. And that's why I beg people. Beg them, you know. Beg them. Say, listen, cut out the speeding. Because the place that you're going, it's not moving. If you're going to a party, it's not moving. The party is there. Take your time, man. Take your time. Get your rest. Get your rest. Sleep.
Yes.
Right? Yeah, if you're going to a party and you're your crew sparring, everybody cannot drink.
Yes. We have to rest the conversation and come back to it very soon. Caenwood here always has you on the edge of your seat. He's the director of the Road Safety Unit in the Ministry of Transport and Mining. We have to invite him back at some point. Next week, I'll be back, certainly. Until then, Ian Bourne wishing you a pleasant day.
The National ID system will register your picture and fingerprint. It will not need an iris scan unless you don't have a fingerprint, and will only take a footprint if you can't give an iris scan or a fingerprint. This will help people with disabilities to get a national ID. NIDS is about inclusion, not exclusion. protecting the rights of all Jamaicans. Get the facts at nidsfacts.com.
Protect Jamaica, plant your grass. Help us become more resilient to climate change impacts. Protect Jamaica, plant a tree. It improves the island's national biodiversity. Trees may be fruit, ornamental, or timber, but must be native or suitable to the area's natural landscape. Join the Jamaica Million Tree Campaign and help to plant 1 million trees by June 30, 2019. This is a call to action by the National Environment and Planning Agency.
We wish you a Merry Christmas. All right, you know, but first we have to ensure you are safe while you celebrate. Take a look.
Have yourself a merry little Christmas. Let your heart be glad.
It's the season of giving, the time for sharing and caring, one dubbed the most wonderful time of the year.
But there are others whose sole purpose is to create mischief and mayhem,
leading to chaos and unpleasant memories. But
we want to keep the merry in Christmas.
And for that reason, the Jamaica Constabulary Force JCF is pulling out all the stops to keep Jamaica and the Jamaicans safe. For this Yuletide season, the police have increased their law enforcement and surveillance activities, deploying an additional 700 police officers across the island.
These additional police officers will be drawn from offices, desk duties, and from National Police College of Jamaica. In addition, we will continue to rely on the full support from our counterparts in the Jamaica Defense Force.
These law enforcers will be carrying out a number of activities, including crime prevention, public safety, vendor control, and traffic control. Speaking of traffic, the police will be closely monitoring motorists to ensure they obey all the rules of the road.
It is not to scare anyone. We really want for you to have fun and enjoy the festivities with your families and friends. But we want for you to remain conscious as you utilize our roadways from the perspective of safety.
If you are stopped and record a breathalyzer test reading higher than 35 micrograms for every 1,000 milliliters of breath,
then the individual will be taken to the police station where we have the Intoxilizer 8000 machine. The person will go through a certain processing and a printed document is generated from that machine for evidential purposes.
Other road safety tips: wear seat belts and protective helmets. Use a car seat for children. Overtake only if it is safe to do so, and obey all road traffic signs and the posted speed limits.
When you are speeding excessively, the same impact that the vehicle have is the similar impact the internal organs is going to have.
And for those taking public transportation,
illegal taxis doesn't carry any insurance that will protect you in case of an accident. So we encourage you, leave for your various destinations on time, take legitimate transportation so that in case of any eventualities, you know exactly who you can go to treat with compensation or otherwise.
All I really want for Christmas is to be a little bit more conscious. I don't really have to look expensive and dear.
During the Yuletide season, one also has to look out for thieves.
Don't leave valuable items on car seats, as they will provide an opportunity for persons to break into the car and steal these items. The trunk is a safer place. Travel around with credit and or debit cards rather than large amounts of cash on you.
Human traffickers.
We also wanted to pay attention to the recruitment of your siblings and your families into prostitution through means of offering employment as massage, masseuse, and then you're converted into prostitute.
Those wishing to defame or bully individuals via the internet and commit electronic fraud.
Websites that are unknown to you, you need to ensure that before you make that click, you satisfy yourself that you're familiar with where you're going or who you're communicating with. Don't allow yourself to be used as a go-through in terms of persons approaching and asking for you to open bank account to make available to them for use.
And use lengthy passwords, a mixture of characters, numerals and letters for online banking transactions.
I wish for all mankind a warm Jamaican Christmas time.
During the Christmas season, we should also be wary of persons offering products that are too good to be true.
Scammers, tricksters tend to prey on the young, unsuspecting, the aged, the elderly, and even some of us who are not aware.
Walk in groups, avoid dark and unfamiliar areas. Ask your neighbor to watch your premises if you will leave home for an extended period of time. And to avoid stolen produce, buy meat from reputable places.
If your car is bumped into on the street, only stop if it is safe to do so. If it is not, try to get as much information on the car as possible and drive to the nearest police station or a safe place.
So the JCF is doing everything possible to keep Jamaica and the Jamaicans safe during the holidays. Play your part in the process. Be vigilant, be your brother's keeper, and make this Christmas season a merry one.
All I really want for Christmas is to be a little bit more conscious. I don't really have to look expensive and dear.
Every Who down in Whoville liked Christmas a lot, but the Grinch, who lived just north of Whoville, he did not. The Grinch hated Christmas, the whole Christmas season. Now please don't ask why. No one quite knows the reason. It could be his head wasn't screwed on just right. It could be, perhaps, that his shoes were just too tight. But I think that the most likely reason of all may have been that his heart was 2 sizes too small. An excerpt from Dr. Seuss's How the Grinch Stole Christmas. Take time out this Christmas season to read to a child at an orphanage or a senior at a nursing home. This good deed can put a smile on their faces for Christmas. Continue to do good, and not just for this season, as we aim to make Jamaica the place of choice to live, work, raise families, and do business. Ten, 9, 8 days to go till Christmas Day. So pick your gungo, wash and dry your sorrel, and take out the big pots from storage. Family dinner is right around the corner. And remember, as you travel from either country to town or town to country, be safe and don't drink and drive. If you found our program informative, send your feedback to Jamaica Magazine at jis.gov.jm. Stay informed via our social media pages, Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter, or download our app on your Apple and Android devices to catch up on the go. You can also visit our website, jis.gov.jm, for more information. On behalf of the entire production crew, I am Theodore Henry. Thanks for watching.
This has been a production of the Jamaica Information Service, the voice of Jamaica.